we now move to the next session. I now invite Debomitra Ji Das. She is going to speak on a comparative study on the storytelling of Bengal Patachitras, then and now. Debomitra Ji is an undergraduate final year student from Jadavpur University, again, Department of Comparative Literature. Her interest areas are cultural studies, storytelling, folk tales of Asia, food literature, and paintings, etc. Debomitra Ji.
Namaste. Hello everyone, this is Debomitra Das and I'm a student of Jadavpur University Comparative Literature Department. So today I'm going to present my paper entitled A Comparative Study on the Storytelling of Bengal Patachitras Then and Now. Please give me a minute so that I can present my screen. So Bengal is the repository of many different indigenous storytelling traditions and it has an enriched history of oral narratives. There are slight mentions about Patachitras or scroll paintings in the Puranas of ancient ages. The Kathas of Lord Buddha and in the medieval ages, the saying of Sri Chaitanya Dev were being spread through the help of these scroll paintings. In the medieval ages, the Mangal Kavyas like Chandi Mangal, Annada Mangal, different panegyric songs, adaptations of Ramayana, Mahabharata, and also the love stories of Radha Krishna became the center of attraction for the people, regardless of their class, caste, and gender identity. People from the lower classes, including the indigenous communities, didn't have any formal education or direct access to the resources. To entertain and also to educate people, the Patachitras, accompanied with the Patasangits, became famous than ever. The artists and storytellers are known as potuas, originated from the Sanskrit word patta, which means a piece of silk cloth. There are two kinds of Patachitras. Like first one is chauko pot, which is actually a kind of a square-shaped pot, and it basically focuses one or two mythological gods and goddesses. And the another one is joranu pot, which is usually 3 feet wide and 10 to 20 feet long. It basically describes the legends, the mythological stories, the Mangal Kavyas, etc. In the modern times, the content of these paintings are changing according to the socio-political changes. And I would like to try to discuss the transformation of these Patachitras through a comparative study ahead. So this is a painting by the Potua Shorno Chitrakar, as you can see here. And Shorno Chitrakar is an illustrious Potua and a woman activist from Noya village in Midnapur. And she inherited the storytelling art from her father. There are many Patachitras made by her on the brown colored paper. This is a specialty of her Patachitras, and the detailings of her paintings are very attractive, and the sides of the Patachitras are filled with different floral designs as well as different colors, which makes it more enriched from the artistic viewpoint. As you all can see, there is no space left blank here. Everything is like, you can see everywhere there is color. And even the backgrounds are also very colorful. Okay, so here as you can see here in the first Patachitra, it's the incident of Sita Haran from the Mahakavya Ramayana. The series of incidents are described accordingly. Also, notice the margin areas. As you can see, the margin areas, there are floral designs. In the Krishna Lila part, there are many different incidents painted to tell the love story of Radha Krishna along with all other gopis. And also look at the background. It's very artistic, and also the paintings are very detailed and fine lines are used. Look at the strokes. Everything is very fine. Almost everyone of us are familiar with the Western movie Titanic, directed by the James Cameron. It's the love story of Jack and Rose. They meet for the first time in the huge ship called Titanic, which at the end sank into the North Atlantic. Jack dies, but Rose survives somehow. This tragic story was inspired from the real incident that took place in 1912 AD. Swarna Chitrakar made a scrawled Patachitra on Titanic where she painted some of the memorable scenes. As you can see here, the scenes from the deck of Titanic. The West has been portrayed from the very artistic viewpoint of the East here. As you can see, how can we understand that there is a Western influence? You can see the iconization, the dress style here. So this can actually helps us to understand that there is a Western influence. Okay, so next slide. She tried her best to protest against child marriage, women oppression, and many more. Her Patachitras and Patasongits have helped to grow consciousness, spread the awareness among the villagers regarding women education, protection from the HIV, etc. I would like to draw your attention towards the colors used here. Every color is like organic colors have been used here, and their colors are extracted from different vegetables, flowers, and color stones. For instance, yellow color yellow color is from the turmeric, deep blue from the blue pea flower, etc. Besides the organic colors, nowadays these potuas are using also artificial colors because papers are replacing this cloth potachitras. And also to maintain the ecosystem, instead of squirrel's tail for brushes, they are using the modern paintbrush. Okay, so here I want to draw your attention towards this picture. This is our Chief Minister, Mamata Banerjee. As you can see, the iconization, the style of she is wearing the sari, and also the way she is hearing her, the hairstyle is, and also you can see the margins here, which are like cycles. There are because of, she gave cycles to girls for their growth and education. So towards the next slide. Here is a video that I want to share with you all. Let me. Okay, so here in the song, in the lyrics, we can find the influences of Jayadev's Geeta Govindam. And also, yes, here's another video that I want to share with you all.
সারা বিশ্বে যে ছড়িয়ে গেছে, আমি চাইছি যে আমার গানটা শুনে আমরা তো বস্তুত ফটুয়া, আমাদের সেরকম আর্থিক নেই মানুষকে সাহায্য করার মতো। তো আমার গানটা শুনে যদি কেউ একটু এইগুলো ব্যবহার করে, তাতে যদি কিছুটা সেই জন্য আমি গানটা। কি কি কাজ করেছেন এই করোনা নিয়ে? করোনা নিয়ে এর মধ্যেই আছে অনেক কিছু, যেমন চীন থেকে এসেছে, তারপরে হলে পরে কি হয়, তারপরে হওয়ার আগে মানে যে কষ্ট হলে যে ডাক্তারের সাথে পরামর্শ নিলে যে ভালো থাকা যায়।
Okay, so in the previous video, sorry, Here, very interestingly, Sharna Chitrakar has painted the coronavirus as an asur with large teeth, long nails, large eyes, and also with a huge body figure, just the way we find the portrayal of asurs in different storybooks. The doctors and nurses are shown as the saviors here. Through this one, she wants to make people aware of the symptoms and also how to stay safe these days. Okay, so this is another very interesting Patachitra. The Daria Machir Biye, Fish Wedding, is actually a song with black humor. I would like to sing a few lines from this. দাঁড়িয়া মাছের বিয়ে করাতে চলো হে রঙ্গিলা দাঁড়িয়া মাছের বিয়ে করাতে চলো হে রঙ্গিলা রুই মাছ বলে আমি রুই মাছ বলে আমি পালকি লয়ে যাব লো রঙ্গিলা ও দাঁড়িয়া মাছের বিয়ে করাতে চলো হে রঙ্গিলা. This means we will get Daria fish married. Let's go Rangila. Rahu fish says, I will carry the palanquin, O Rangila. Here we can see that all other fishes are invited except the boal fish, which is actually the metaphor for the oppressors. And at the end, suddenly the boal fish comes and tries to devour all other fishes. The language of these songs are not very ornamented. Rather, it is written in a very simple, everyday language to make it understandable and enjoyable for all kinds of listeners. So next is the Dukushyam Chitrakar, and Dukushyam Chitrakar is also a resident of Noya village in Pingla. He got introduced to the world of audiovisual storytelling through his maternal uncle. And as his father died at a very early age, and in the end of every song, there are two lines in which Dukushyam Chitrakar mentions his own name and his village. And this is known as Bhanita. Also, there are repetitions of words and lines to create an enchantment that actually helps in audience's participation. Because of this cultural contact, many different art forms of storytelling got exposed to the outside world. And Dukushyam Chitrakar has worked in collaboration with other European visitors as well. The story of Helen, daughter of Zeus and Leda, was told to him, and after listening to that, he composed a song on that. In this song, the East and the West are getting connected through the cultural and other artistic discourses. His paintings are also, drawn on the brown colored paper, and the paintings are, as you can see, the two-dimensional paintings. They are trying to depict the reality, but the body figures and proportions, as you can see, they are not very realistic. It's a very important thing in these paintings. Okay, so another thing is the autobiography of Dukushyam Chitrakar. Here he has painted that how he got introduced with this Patachitra, how he learned these things from his maternal uncle, from his mother. Here you can see, and these are actually people who come from the West to see his to listen to his Potter songs and Patachitras. Okay, this is also another Patachitra by Dukushyam Chitrakar, Sita Haran by Ramayana, from Ramayana. So as you can see, the Ravan, the way he has portrayed, and also, the background, they are very colorful backgrounds here also. Okay, so now I would like to tell about the influences of Patachitras on the modern time paintings by painter Chitta Prasad Bhattacharya. During the Second World War, many people died in the Bengal because of this man-made famine during the British rule. Partisan artists like Chitta Prasad Bhattacharya tried to depict the famine and resistance, free from any kind of Western influences. That's the reason he went back to the roots of Bengal. We can clearly see the influences in his paintings, like the way he has portrayed, he has painted the eyes, the strokes. You can see here as well, the eyes, the nose, the strokes, the body. This is very, you can clearly observe the influences of Potter paintings here as well. And it's a very interesting thing, sorry. In many different Indian graphic novels, the stories of Dalit communities or other Adivasi communities are majorly told by the authors who belong from the upper classes. Here arises the most important question. How can a person from the upper class can actually depict the trauma, the oppression, experience of the untouchables? And here goes the answer as well. Collaboration with the Potua artists, Gond artists, etc., who belong from the same communities, or maybe the lower classes, or maybe the Adivasi communities. The story is written by someone and the graphic designs are done by Potua artists. In the study, the storytelling history, this is a significant turn here. So as you can see here, very interestingly, Savitri Bai, journey of a trailblazer. And as you can see, very interestingly, the margins, the floral designs here and the backgrounds are very, very colorful. And here the illustrations are done by Shuman Chitrakar, Potu artist from West Bengal. And the design, etc. So yeah, this is a few images from this graphic novel. As you can see, the time and to show the time-space relationship, the strokes are being used, the way the strokes are being used, and also body proportion. Here, the body proportion is very realistic, and the style, she wears this sari, Savitri Bai, and the omnipotent and omnipresent narrator, because you can see the train, the narrator is viewing the train as well. He is depicting this at the same time, and far and near objects. This is very interesting that the train is far than Savitri Bai and her husband, but you can see that the proportion is equal. It doesn't we cannot understand that what is in the far and what is nearer to us. And here the color of the body, the Brahmin's body's color is differently portrayed, and also the Dalit communities, the lower classes people are portrayed in a different light. They are like the colors are darker than the Brahmins. Okay, so these are the sources and credits for the social media handles and whatever pictures I have used here. And I want to conclude saying this. These modern ages, these paintings are used rather than entertainment or artistic purposes. The storytelling of Potios nowadays have been more economy centric. That is the reason for cutting down the songs into smaller versions to make the songs more catchy and more attractive towards the audiences. Contemporary movie songs and their melodies are getting mixed up with this potted gun. The language is becoming more refined, and slang words like dham na, which is used in Bengali, are getting omitted from these songs. Hence, the authenticity of these old songs are getting diminished day by day. As we speak of Patachitras of Bengal, this is very unfortunate to note that many Pata songs and Patachitras have been lost or destroyed only because of the lack of the interest of collecting them or the lack of the interest to preserve them. Ojas Art is a platform which is trying to explore through these contemporary art forms and storytelling. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Debomitra ji.